What's up, Sideline Society? Welcome back. Here we are with another one. Please like, comment, subscribe. I am Rich.
I'm Quill.
And today we've got the AFC East. Let's get into it.
Oh, let's kick it.
All right, so starting to charge.
We'll start with the Bills. Obviously.
Bills.
13-4, so, they had a pretty stellar season.
They did. Josh Allen MVP.
Yep. Josh Allen MVP. Yep, he had, 37 passing yards, 500 rushing yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
He did. He also had 530 rushing, 12 touchdowns on the ground.
Yep.
James Cook got 1,000, 13.
Which is kind of wild that Josh Allen had, over half the same amount of rushing yards as the
running back?
Yeah, the leading rusher.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly, what Josh Allen actually does. That's why, we've talked about it. Josh Allen is kind of like if I'm building an NFL team today, I know a lot of people maybe still would take Mahomes, probably, maybe. Some guys would probably take Lamar just because of offensive style and system.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is definitely up there.
That's the guy I'm taking. But moving on, I guess, team stats-wise, they were second in the NFL with 525 points scored. They were 11th in the NFL with 368 points scored against them. Offensively, they over 6,000 yards.
Yeah.
Insane.
Sure.
Pretty solid. What do you think? What did they got going on here? I'm trying to look. They got the 30th pick of the first round.
Well, they picked up Bosa.
They did pick up Bosa. That's right.
So that should help out the defense. That's one thing we have hopped on in the past with them. The only thing I really think that can maybe push them over that edge is a stellar defensive guy, and in general, just defense.
Do you think? Now we've talked about it not on Sideline Society because obviously the Bosa situation is super new.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you can't assume he's probably going to be healthy a whole year. But do you think they're banking on him being healthy, or do you think they kind of like you and I have talked? You bet on him for half a season and you hope he's healthy for the playoffs.
Well, I'm assuming they're hoping he will be healthy for sure, and I don't feel like most teams are gonna pick up a guy and assume he's gonna get hurt.
With Bosa,
I feel like you almost have to with Bosa because he is hurt a lot.
It's kind of like back in the day. I don't mean to change gears, but do you remember Percy Harvin?
Yes, I do.
It's almost like you had to assume he was going to miss 5 or 6 games a year. He's going to be great. He's going to play awesome.
Yeah, he is, for sure.
But he's missing 5 or 6 games a year. You just knew it.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll see. Maybe that'll help out the defense. Once again, if he is hurt, how much is it going to help? But as long as you got him for the playoffs, because let's be honest.
If you got him ready.
The Bills, fantastic in the regular season. They don't need anyone but Josh Allen to get to the playoffs.
They really don't even almost need him for the whole playoffs. They just need him for the Chiefs.
Well,
they can have a healthy Joey Bosa for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And, the Ravens, it helps for sure. But, you just want someone to terrorize Mahomes. That's it.
That's all you need, honestly.
You're really signing this guy for one freaking game.
Pretty much.
We need you for one game.
You just need to get past Patty Mahomes.
That's it.
So, yeah.
So they got the 30th pick. A lot of things I got them projected taking a safety and whatnot. That sounds like something they would probably go for. Maybe an edge rusher they got in the second round.
Yeah,
Bosa,
It depends on what they think. Do they think Bosa is the main fix? I don't know. Bosa is really good once again. He is getting kind of older.
Yeah.
Injury prone type stuff.
Do you think an elite receiver would really help them?
It's not going to hurt them. That's for sure. They didn't really go, like we said, any further when they had Diggs, when Diggs was an elite receiver in his prime.
No, yeah.
But,
that's true.
A receiver's not going to hurt them. So, if I was them, since they picked up Bosa, I probably would go receiver. Obviously, depending, once again, count on the board. If there's no good receivers left, really, and you have a stellar corner, obviously you go to the corner. But
yeah, I just wonder if sorry guys, dog chewing the ball. I just wonder, is Bosa really enough to put him over the top? I don't think he is. Let's get real here. It's a nice signing. It sounds good. It's exciting, and he's gonna have some big games, 3 or 4 for sure.
For sure.
But it's again, the health issues. And is he still considered a premium guy anymore? I know his brother is.
Because of his injuries, to be honest with you, which I'm going to look kind of up right now. 2024, he only had 5 sacks.
Yeah.
2023, he had 6.5. 2022, he had 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, he really
where was his last premium season? 2021?
2021, and even 10.5. I mean, for an edge guy, that's not bad.
That's nice. That's
solid,
that's good.
But it's not top tier by any means.
You're not Myles Garrett.
No,
you're not T.J. Watt.
They get like 16, 18 sacks.
Yeah, T.J. Watt broke the record. He
Yeah.
had like 23.
That's what I'm saying. So to be honest with you, I mean, he is nice, not taking anything away from Bosa, but yeah, I don't know.
He's not going to bring him over the edge.
No, probably not.
Like I said, unless you're really hoping, like, man, we just need him to get in the zone for one game against the Chiefs come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gets 3 sacks and terrorizes Mahomes, and then it's like, well, maybe he was worth it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see Bosa as the guy. I really thought they were going to make a hard push for Myles Garrett, but it seemed like, I guess, Cleveland was just very dead. Like, I thought Myles Garrett to Buffalo was like the elite decision.
Well, I thought he would go to Buffalo or maybe the Lions.
Yeah, but obviously he stands.
Yeah.
So, but not to harp on Myles Garrett, but to Buffalo, I just wonder, man, is there anything really? I think they've peaked, man. I'm gonna say it. The Buffalo Bills have peaked, and it's a great peak. It's a high peak.
Oh, it is high.
I mean, 27, 28 teams in the league aren't even as high as them right now. I mean, they're the third, fourth best team, maybe second best. It depends on how you want to argue it.
Well, for sure.
They're a top 5 team. There's 32 teams in the NFL. 27 teams wish they were the Buffalo Bills.
For sure. I would say the top 3 anyways, probably.
And if you don't, they're definitely top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, it's just, I think they've peaked. Is Josh Allen going to get any better? Can he? What else can the guy
do? What more can he do? I mean,
unless he literally turns into Superman and just starts flying to the end zone, like, what else can he do?
I mean, he only has 6 turnovers, so I mean, that's not bad. It's not like he was, had a bunch of grievous, like, interceptions he could work on.
No, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have, like, the insane turnovers. Like, the one thing I guess he could really work on as a player is maybe the tush push, because he goes so high, work on getting lower.
Yeah.
But, like, that's such, like, a minute thing for, like, his game and what he's really there to be doing. It's like, yeah, it's great with the way the league is right now, but, like, is that something you really need Josh Allen working on all the time?
Probably not. So, I mean,
I think the Bills are peaked, man.
The only thing that the Bills can obviously do better is defense, like I said. I know the defense wasn't that great. I mean, they had 6 interceptions, like, total, like, last year for the defense. And then, I mean, the sack leader, which was the Greg Rousseau,
Rousseau?
Yeah.
Rousseau, or however you say it, yeah.
He's
a Miami guy.
He had 8 sacks.
Yeah.
So.
Hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking all over the NFL.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, him right there, yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, he only had 8 sacks. He was a sack leader. I mean, 8 sacks is a sack leader.
Again, that's nice, but
it's not great.
I don't think you want your best pass rusher getting only 8 sacks.
No, for sure not.
And that's why they're bringing in Bosa. And, I mean, Rousseau is, like, young. He's 24, 25. Yeah. So he's got a lot of room. Like, he's probably going to get better.
For sure.
But I don't know.
I mean, I guess the thing Bosa might do for you, honestly,
is free him up.
Just because of his name, he'll draw attention, if nothing else.
He'll get a double team here and there and
free up this guy or someone else.
Or something. Or maybe Rousseau gets a double team and frees up Bosa. To get,
exactly.
It's just back kind of forth.
Yeah, like, at least you can't double team. Like, right now with the Bills, all you have to do is double team Rousseau. So.
Yeah. And Von Miller, we all know, wasn't worth a shit.
No.
I think they got rid of him. They cut him. Yeah, I was going to say. So.
I mean, he was a dog for a long time, but he's so old.
It's time. He needs to go, man.
And I think I mentioned this before, probably even on the podcast. Every year, I would see Von Miller's name pop up, and I was like, oh my God, he's still playing?
Yeah. It's insane. I got him right. I mean, he's 35, 36, been in the league 13, 14 years.
I'm saying, I thought he retired like 3 years ago.
Dude, it's time. I think he realizes people will pay a premium for a pass rusher.
Yeah, for sure.
And he can, and obviously he can't. He wasn't that good at getting into the quarterback last year.
No.
But he's still a name. People still think of him and want to, we'll give you $10 million to come and not do anything.
He has a big name. So.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess let's wrap up the Bills. I got the record right, or the schedule right here.
All right.
So, starting off, obviously, they're in no particular order.
Yep.
But Atlanta and Miami.
Dubs.
Over both?
For sure.
Oh, get fucked.
Nah, no. If that's a beginning of the season in Miami game, you might take it.
Yeah, if I think Miami. So I'm going to say, because there'll be another round of Miami in this because they play twice. Miami's going to take their home game.
They will, for sure.
So that's going to be the split. They'll probably lose in Buffalo.
For sure.
So I'm going to say that now. Then New England and the Jets, again, divisional, so they'll play them twice. I think
Buffalo got them both.
I think Buffalo is going to smoke the Jets. I think New England with Mike Vrabel is going to be a little better this year. Maybe they steal a win. I don't know. Maybe.
See?
But getting out of the divisional, we got Baltimore and Cincinnati. Those would be good games.
Those would be really good games, honestly.
Those could go either way.
Those could go either way. I mean, I gotta go Bills with the Ravens.
Do you?
I do.
Lamar's not on a revenge tour?
No, I don't think so. And I'm gonna go honestly. I think the Bengals will pull it off.
Okay. I'm kind of the opposite. I think Baltimore will win, and I kind of like the Bills to beat the Bengals. Yeah.
Like that, those could go either way. So
they really could. I wouldn't be shocked with either result. Then New Orleans and Tampa.
They're gonna beat New Orleans. Tampa should be a pretty good game, honestly.
They'll probably beat Tampa, but watch it be a shootout with Baker.
It will be for sure.
Watch it be like they'll probably. I think here it says it's in Tampa, so it'll probably be nice weather. They'll have a shootout. Yeah, that'd be a good game to go to.
Honestly,
we're talking about tailgating. We should maybe tailgate that game.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool actually.
That'd be a fun one. Kansas City and Philly. Those are gonna be
bangers. They got some bangers this year.
Dude, I mean the best teams always play the best teams. You
know?
Man, those can go either way.
They really can.
I might have to watch some Bills games.
I know they're gonna be good. I'll give the Bills it over Kansas City because I think they will have a little revenge tour there.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'm gonna have to give it. I might.
Taking Philly?
I don't know.
Dude, that's
rough.
They kind of got gutted a little bit.
Yeah, they did, especially on defense.
Not too. I mean, they got guys though. They always seem to fill it out.
Yeah, the defense has slipped a lot. They lost most of the secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Philly just because I don't think the Bills' defense, unless they do something crazy, can stop Barkley.
Maybe not.
So
I'm gonna take Kansas City. I mean, obviously, you always got to look out for Kansas City and Mahomes.
Oh, for sure.
I think the league really needs to be on lookout for Kansas City and Mahomes now.
That's true.
I think there's
lose.
A real Mahomes. He lost the Super Bowl before to Brady, and it's not to justify it or be well, that's better because you lost to the GOAT. But in some weird mental way, it's kind of you lost to fucking Brady.
Yeah, you lost to Brady.
That sucks a lot, but in some way, that kind of comforts you in your mind a little bit. You just got your ass beat by Philly, embarrassed
Absolutely
nationally,
destroyed. That is
smoked, going for the three-peat, got disrespected.
That is true.
Looked like you shouldn't even have been there. I don't know. The Chiefs, I feel
Chiefs might be on something.
We might need to watch out. The Chiefs might be playing a little pissed next year.
They might.
Carolina, Cleveland next on.
They're going to beat both of them, unfortunately.
Yeah. Houston, and then, we got Miami, the divisionals, so we already called. So Houston and Pittsburgh pretty much rounded out outside of the divisionals.
I mean, I give them both those.
Yeah.
I can't see.
You got to, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy things have happened, but I can't see Pittsburgh beating the Bills.
No, I can't see it as well. Honestly, I just don't understand where
Pittsburgh's going. Aaron Rodgers, but
even then, does it fucking? I can't believe he wants to go there. There's no way he wants to go play in that division. You were gonna get your ass beat.
For sure.
I'm telling you, Indy was the spot, man. Indy was it. Soft division, nice roster. Not real competition.
They went Daniel Jones.
Dude, Danny Jones is going to be dropping dimes in that soft division. Rodgers is just going to be getting dropped on his head.
You're going to get fucked.
All right, well, that's the Bills. So, that was solid. So, moving on, we've got, my squad, my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins. Second in the division, number one in my hearts. They went 8-9. There was a lot of hype at the beginning of the season and a lot of mediocrity on the field. That's I can say what it was.
100%.
I'm not going to harp too long. They scored 345 points. That was good for 22nd for a team that's supposed to be offensive. For 22nd in scoring, points allowed they were 10th with 364. Yardage they were 18th with a little over 5,000. Passing they were 15th. Rushing they were 21st. Jesus Christ, it's just sadder as I look. I don't even want to talk about the defense. Tua, we saw he got concussed. His stats
show that he definitely
28, 19, and 10.
Yep, I mean he had 2,867 passing yards.
Yeah, 19 touchdowns, 10 INTs.
Yeah, that's
not a great ratio.
That's not a great ratio at all. No,
it's not.
No,
Tyreek didn't even get 1,000. He couldn't even pull off the Mike Evans.
Nope, he got 959. And then Kane had 907 rushing yards. only 6 touchdowns.
I know. Chin's. We got rid of Raheem Mostert. Thank God. We got rid of him a year too late though. Yep. We had to cut him and eat some money instead of. We could have last year scored 20 touchdowns. We could have traded him last offseason.
For sure.
He had dropped 20 tutties. We could have traded him last offseason and got a 3rd or a 4th.
You could have.
Now we got nothing, and he was trash. Moving on, they got the 13th pick in the draft.
Who do you think you guys are gonna go?
I mean, honestly, in this mock, and we go O-line. And if Will Campbell's there at 13th from LSU, we take him.
I would, for sure.
If he's there. And 100%. If he's not, then we take, if there's again, we've talked about it, if there's an offensive lineman available there that makes sense at that high of a pick, we take him. If not, we take best talent available.
Yep.
And that's all she wrote. And I'm going to sit here and, let's break them down a little bit, I guess. The Dolphins, we said it. We said what they were. I think we need to trade Tyreek Hill as a franchise. I think he's a cancer to the locker room. He's a fool. Is he a great talent? And his talent always, been worth the trouble? It has, but I wonder if it's starting to hit a tipping point on the scales where it's maybe not.
Yeah.
As far as it goes, we got some overpaid soft guys. Tua, the contract looks horrible now a year later from signing it. Signing it this time, we should have made him wait one more year. I'm a fool. I never know what I'm talking about in these fan groups. Everybody says I'm an idiot, and then I'm like, here we are. As a franchise, I think offensive linemen. That's offensive linemen, D-line. We need to flesh it out. We get pushed around. We get punched in the mouth. We're soft.
Yeah, you need to get some big bodies, probably. Yeah. For sure.
What do you think? I've said what I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you got to protect Tua, obviously.
You got to, and we're invested into him now. You signed a $100 million deal with him. We just signed.
I would.
He's not going anywhere right now.
I would 100% go offensive line if a good one is there. But what about running back? You sure you want to fucking go like?
Is there one worth that high of a pick though? I don't know, unless it's like Genty.
Genty could still be that 10.
Guys are saying he's going to Dallas. He's going top 10 now. Genty's going up boards. All of us. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. Yes, I definitely seen Dallas a lot. At, I think 6 or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
7,
it's like,
whatever they're at.
Genty might, if he's there. I'll tell you what. If he's there and Will Campbell's there, we take Will Campbell. If Will Campbell's gone and he's there, we take him.
He would be. If Will Campbell's gone, he would be the best talent left on the board. That's for sure.
Probably. So. I mean, unless something insane, a la like Rodgers sliding to the end of the first round, like it would be like Travis Hunter somehow slid to 13.
Something like
something
that. Yeah.
Just nobody. When everybody looks back, it makes no fucking sense, but it happened.
Yeah. Well, it would depend heavily on how the quarterback situation play out. If 3 or 4 quarterbacks actually go super quick off the board, then someone could slide.
I think quarterbacks are going to go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. The question is which ones.
Well, I mean, it's going to... A lot of people are talking about the Giants trading up to number 1 right now. Like, that seems to be getting more and more hype by the day right now. And I don't know why, but boy, they really want Cam.
They really want Cam, yeah.
And if Cam's not there, are you guys... I know this is about the Dolphins, but as a tidbit, are you guys going to take Shador if Cam's not there? Or do you think you take, like, a Dual Carter or Travis Hunter?
We'll probably take Travis Hunter or
Dual Carter and Myles Garrett?
Be insane. Ooh. Now, and we might get Russell Wilson.
Russ. You guys are just signing everybody.
We are. We're going to figure it out at quarterback.
If we just sign 20 quarterbacks, one of them will work.
Yeah, one of them eventually have to.
But back to the Dolphins, man. Like I said, the speed's there. The talent was there. I think Tyreek Hill, like I said, he's a cancer, man. He's got to go. I understand the talent was worth it before.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's not now.
It's not. He didn't play 1,000 even.
And Tua, we're invested into it. The offense, we got to protect him.
Obviously.
I will say as the last thing, because I'm not going to drone on Miami too long, but I will say is like the last real thing with the Dolphins before we get into like their schedule. We need a March for Arch.
March for Arch.
How long? I've been saying it since I've known you. And I'm like, dude, I've like dropped like a $30 comment in like a live stream to make the guy read it in front of like 10,000 Dolphin fans, trying to incept the entire fan base.
Hey,
I'm putting money into this. You understand?
You got a couple years because he's not coming next.
No, he's not, and that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, with some proper planning, you don't even have to like tank hard for him.
No,
like we set this up. We trade Tyreek Hill. We get some picks. We package. Tua maybe has a nice season. We protect him and keep him healthy. We trade him and get a package, and we just boom make a trade.
What was the contract you signed with Tua? How many years?
It's like a 4-year.
So 2 years from now, he'd be on his last year of his contract.
Pretty much, close enough, yeah. And it was We could in 2 years he's get riddable for sure.
That's what I was asking.
And even then, if we can keep him healthy for 1 year, let's say we go fourth dimensionally this time next year. Let's say Tua was healthy the whole season, maybe missed a game because of some minor shit or whatever, but not like a concussion or major.
Yeah.
But Tua was pretty much healthy the whole season, had a nice rebound season, probably put up close to 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, kept it around 10 interceptions or so. Nice season. We could trade him right then and there and probably get a first, second, be done with him.
For sure.
And somebody will take his contract, because his contract isn't that crazy already since the new contracts have come.
For sure, yeah.
But in another year, it's going to be less crazy.
Yeah. One more thing I'll throw out there. I know in the past I've said this, how I would take Tua on the Browns.
Would you? Even right now?
I've said it. I'm pretty sure I said it on podcasts in the
No,
past.
yeah.
But I want to reenact that. I'm going to take that
you saying
back.
Back?
Yeah,
Dude,
because of something you said.
Okay.
You talked about Rodgers playing in our division. I don't know if Tua would stay healthy in our division.
Dude, Tua would not make it in
That's
there,
what
bro.
I'll say.
That's like, I feel kind of bad for Cleveland because it ain't like Miami where it's like relatively the AFC East is kind of always been a soft division. I mean, the Patriots have been there, but it's kind of been a cakewalk for the Patriots
For
through
sure,
that division.
100%.
Like, that's really been the one tough team you got to play is the Pats.
Yeah,
Whereas, fuck, man, like, y'all over there in, what is it, the AFC North? It's like, damn, bro, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Bengals.
Exactly.
Those are all three contenders right now. Three contenders.
Yep, they are.
Steelers, I mean, not so much, but it's Mike Tomlin. They're going to be well coached. That's the thing. Mike Tomlin, he's good enough to get a winning record, but not good enough. But they're going to be well coached.
Yep. And the thing with over there, it's very hard-nosed football too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they're not scared to get dirty.
No, definitely not. So I don't think Tua would survive with us. So
No.
I'm gonna redact that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. He can barely survive with us. He don't really half the time. Look at him.
No, he doesn't.
We've
That's what
seen.
I'm saying.
So, all right, the Miami Dolphins schedule. Damn, man, I just want to be a homer so bad. Come on, Dolphins, one time. Atlanta and Buffalo.
You guys got Atlanta for sure.
Probably.
I would say Buffalo. I think you guys will split with Buffalo.
Yeah, we're gonna split.
So whatever your home game will be, I'd say you win.
You know what I'm gonna say, and we're not gonna split them. Buffalo's gonna beat us both times. One will be really close, like we'll lose by like a missed field goal or something. It's gonna be close, but we're gonna fuck around and lose both games. I just know it.
Carolina.
I'm a very pessimistic fan.
Yeah, I know. I feel it. Carolina, you'll probably win, I'm sure.
Then
Cleveland,
Indy.
you're gonna lose.
Cleveland.
No, you'll probably actually win.
Dude, are we going to the land or is that in Miami?
I don't know. If it's in Miami, we should fucking go.
Fuck, maybe. Indy and Buffalo. Indy's like a question mark. If they get
If Daniel Jones has like a Sam Donald type situation, they could win. They have some talent over there.
I mean, if Richardson kind of puts it together a little bit, he was first round talent just 2 years ago. I'm not saying he's done, but you never know.
But I'll give you guys Indy though.
Okay. Buffalo, New England. I think we beat New England. Buffalo, I said already.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jets, Baltimore.
You could lose to the Jets.
What?
Justin Fields?
Bro, get out of here. don't ever disrespect the Dolphins like that. We're not losing to the Jets.
So here's the thing. I don't see the Dolphins, no offense, as a good enough team to sweep everyone in your division except for the Bills. You're going to split with someone besides the Bills. Because
it's going to be the Patriots, man, not the Jets. Not the Jets. I fucking don't want to lose to the Jets. Or have we fallen that far?
Are we there?
I don't even know where we're at. Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Baltimore and Cincinnati are probably beating you.
Probably. New Orleans and Tampa. We maybe beat New Orleans. Maybe.
Tampa's probably going to beat you.
Tampa's probably going to beat us. Yeah.
It'll be a good game, though.
Chargers, Washington. We're beating the Chargers.
You'll beat the Chargers. If Washington has a season like they did this year, the Washington will beat you. If Jaden Daniels actually balls out, it doesn't get his sophomore slump.
Yeah,
he's going to beat you guys.
I'm expecting like a C.J. Stroud kind of season where like they're going to have tape. He's not going to be
he won't be as good, but I mean, still decent.
And then what was it? Closing out Jets in Pittsburgh.
I think you're gonna. I hope you beat Pittsburgh. So I'm gonna go you guys because I really hope.
Thanks, man.
I really hope.
Hey, all right. Guy's gonna put his Dolphins cap on that day.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Just a little tidbit.
Huh.
I don't never really understood it. For some reason, back home in Pittsburgh, when the Dolphins play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, It's like a really like big hyped game, and I have no clue why. I don't know what if it's history with that, but like.
So what I will say, I don't maybe know the complete of what you're talking about, but I do know some history between the Dolphins and the city of Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise.
Mm.
Well, I'll give you a little because I am a Dolphin aficionado.
Yeah, give me the facts here. I've always wanted this.
Dan Marino is the connector.
Is it?
It is. Dan Marino's from Pittsburgh. He played at Pitt in college.
Yeah.
And the Steelers were going to draft him, and Marino was sliding. And the Steelers, it was 1983? Yeah, it was 1983. And the Steelers passed on him. And he slid. Miami got him.
And obviously he did the same.
He was Dan Marino, you know. So even now, some of them say he maybe was the best pure passer. He could throw for 6,000 yards in this.
Yep.
Like, so there's always been a little bit of like, I don't know if it's like a grudge, but it's always been like a, like, what if? Like, damn, we should have, like, that was our hometown guy.
Yeah, just like a little added something to it.
Yeah, it just always, that's the one real history connector I know of when you bring up, like, that being a big hyped game is, like, that's the one I know. So maybe it's that, maybe there's more, but that's kind of like, you missed your chance at the hometown Hall of Fame quarterback. And I don't even remember who they drafted, but it wasn't anybody, like, special.
Yeah, obviously.
But that's kind of it.
True.
So maybe that's the connector. But moving on now. Enough of the Miami Dolphins. Jesus. It's tough out here. But they will be making resurgence here in a little bit.
Maybe.
They will.
Arch Manning?
Maybe. New York Jets finished 5-12, third in the AFC East. They scored 338 points, 24th in the NFL, 5,276 yards, 4,000 yards passing. I'm telling you, Rodgers was not as bad as everybody thinks he was. Where are we at? Defensively, they allowed 404 points. That's 20th in the NFL. They allowed 5,000 yards. They had 40 sacks. That's nice.
Yeah.
They're basically ran by like an 18-year-old on Madden.
Yeah, so I mean,
that's what we've heard.
How much can you expect out of him? But no, Aaron Rodgers definitely. His season actually really wasn't that
Dude, I'm
bad.
trying to say.
Like, if you actually look at the stats, I mean, he had 3,897 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, so definitely a little high in the interceptions rate.
So my one thing with that as well is, we're not going to deep dive that much where we'll go game by game for him, but if you look at his game by game stats and you split the season into two halves, first half, second half, the first half he was like, finding it still.
That's true. Because
by like week 8, week 9, and you set that second half, like, bro, Rodgers was kind of like, I'm not saying he was Rodgers from 5 years ago, but he was like, yo, dude, like, he's kind of he's still got it, bro. It took a half a season for him to like really find it. But
once again, is that another one of the situations which we talked about many times where is it just the team?
Maybe. Is it like it's so deeply rooted in the organization is what it is. Again, it's the same thing with the Dolphins, same thing with the Browns a lot of times, the Jets, just certain franchises, it's dysfunction or it's just the wrong ideology right at the top, ownership and management.
Yeah, because if you want to get, technical, Aaron Rodgers technically had more passing yards and the same amount of passing touchdowns as Josh Allen. Obviously, Josh Allen had less interceptions, and he had his whole rushing attack, which really pushed him over. But if you're going strictly passing, he really, obviously the interceptions, he had, 5 more interceptions, so that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, not that much worse than Josh Allen.
Rodgers is kind of getting a bad rap, I feel like. For like I said, and everybody's remembering earlier in the season, like the first few weeks, it was like, oh, this guy, he's been hurt now, and now he ain't even really all that. It's like that's kind of just became the idea with him this past season.
Yeah.
I'm telling you look at his stats, the second half of the season, he started really finding it again.
Yep.
And, but moving on, Rodgers ain't there no more. They got
Justin
Fields. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of his name just then. Justin Fields is their guy, Ohio State. Like, is he the guy? You've said you've liked him.
I don't know. I do. I don't know why I like Justin Fields. He really hasn't shown anything except he is super athletic.
He is. I'll give him that. The boy can move.
He can. Super athletic.
He can't throw half as good as Lamar, and that ain't that great.
Should Justin Fields look at a position change? Think
about
what?
It. Is he tough enough for anything? Put him at receiver outside? DB?
Maybe. I mean, who was it? There's quarterbacks that have done that, where they come in as quarterbacks and they transition to receivers and DBs.
Seen like Terrell Pryor. Went to receiver.
Yeah, Terrell Pryor did it.
Trying to think of
Hill
others.
Hill did it.
Julian Edelman was a college quarterback.
Yep. Hill for the Saints did it.
Yeah.
He became a tight end, obviously. But
even another one that wasn't a quarterback, though, was, you said Hill, brought me to Tyreek Hill. He was actually a running back.
oh yeah,
Believe it or not. That's why a lot of what they attribute to him being so good after the catch is because he was
wasn't
always a running back.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. Should he? If you can't pass that well, but just super athletic, would it make sense? I mean, once again,
Does he want to? Oh,
no. I think I'm pretty sure this conversation has came up like 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that.
maybe.
And I'm pretty sure his mom said no.
Really?
Yeah,
So,
like,
he's
playing quarterback.
That's the thing. Some people, like, I mean, I don't know, like, what organized sports you played, but once you get it in your head as, like, this is what you are, like, it's kind of hard to hear anything different.
For sure. I mean, who would want to hear, hey, I'm the quarterback, I'm like the lead of the team, and now I'm going to transition to be a wide receiver.
Dude, you're Ohio State's quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to hear, like, sorry, bud, you ain't good enough to be quarterback in the NFL, you should...
Yeah, he went on a pretty, like, historic run with, like, Ohio State.
No, they had a really great, like, team there. But, Garrett Wilson had 1,100 yards, to the point.
Yeah.
They got the 7th pick. They've got Justin Fields. Breece Hall is not the guy.
No, he only had 970 rushing yards.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns.
No,
876, 5 touchdowns.
Yep.
What's the Jets' plan? If you're the Jets, you got the 7th pick, you got Justin Fields, obviously. So even if a quarterback fell, are you drafting one? Let's say Shedeur did slide. There's a lot of talk of him sliding.
They got the 7th pick. I mean, I feel like you might have to. That might be a talent thing once again.
Just best whoever's the hottest guy there, take him.
Yeah. If Shedeur falls to you, I feel like you might almost have to. Because how sold are you really on Justin Fields?
I'm not at all.
He's bounced around between 2 teams already. He wasn't even really the starter in Pittsburgh. They benched him.
No.
I mean,
Chicago, and he never really seemed to get it together. We haven't seen anything from him really in the NFL of extreme.
Like just flashes of like freak athleticism. That's about it.
That's it. You get one great play and then 10 bad ones, and it's like, this is really worth it. He's a nice highlight player.
Oh, for sure. Some of his games, like I said,
you just watch his highlights. You're like, oh man, this guy's great.
Yeah,
but then you watch everything in between. You're like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know who else they would.
Jackson Dart. They're talking about him maybe. I mean, I don't think quarterbacks are going 1, 2, 3. I'm saying it. They're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Watch.
It's just once again the question will be who.
But it's gonna be 1, 2, 3.
Will be Cam. Will be Sanders. Will be Dart. Will be Milroe.
Giants trade up? Like, will the Giants trade up to 1 to get Cam? It's gonna. But Milroe. I think Milroe is going to be the one that like slides a little. Not like slides far. He's still going to be a first round pick. Watch. He's going to be top 10 still. Something. The one odd man out on the other 3 is going to take Milroe.
What if you all get Milroe?
No.
You'd have a backup.
Arch Manning. Let me run the franchise, please. We will get Arch Manning. We will be functional. like just the Stephen Ross, owner of the Dolphins. Talk to me, bro. You don't even have to pay me. I will do this just for the love of the game. For real. I will do this. I will tell the hard truths in the locker room to 6'6", 350-pound grown men. No. I will tell them they suck right to their face and they're gone. Maybe. Maybe. That's actually probably kind of... Could you imagine telling like a prime defensive athlete they're cut?
Like hand in the playbook.
And you're like you, and you're just like, so yeah, you're not good enough.
You kind of suck, so we have to let you go.
Dude just gets up and it's like 3 of you. You're
like, fuck. Oh my god.
But no, the Jets. I mean,
who else will they take? I mean,
man.
They have those kind of the receiving core. Well, actually, they lost Adams. I don't think they're bringing back Lazard.
No.
So Wilson's a really good receiver. But they definitely probably could use some more weapons.
Do you take a receiver that high? Is that what you're going for right now?
I'm just thinking of what they need.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you take one that high because I don't think there's any receivers with that talent in this draft. That high.
Is this draft pick, you think, worth trading back? Would anybody want to trade up to 7? Is there anybody there at 7 anybody would want, like, oh my god, I should trade up and get him?
I think you got to get in the top 5. For anyone that's
at this point, like the 7th pick, like maybe you're trading up to the top 5 with the 7th pick. You use that as like to somebody.
You could like. You're not gonna get like Travis Hunter. You're not gonna get like Joel Carter unless quarterbacks
1, 2, 3.
But even 1, 2, 3, I put still Travis Hunter's gonna be 4.
Yeah.
Or
Dual
like,
Cutter 5,
something like
somewhere
that.
in like, and even if like, let's say some really crazy historical run happens, something never been done. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, if that happens, then the Jets could maybe draft I mean, realistically, if quarterbacks go like 4 off the board, or in some sort of vice versa version of it, if 4 go in the top, even like 6,
Right.
I mean, the Jets could maybe catch someone like, probably not Joel Carter, because I think he's going to go next after the quarterbacks for sure. But
You think
a Travis Hunter, maybe.
maybe Travis Hunter to the Jets? I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that.
No. They could pick up like Genty. He'd be on the board for sure at 7, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he definitely would be, I think. He would. I mean, unless somebody really reached on him, which I don't see happening.
But also, I don't know. I mean, Brees Hall is not really the guy, but I don't know if he's not
still young.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's not enough of the guy where you're gonna
replace him right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you keep him one more year.
Yeah, for sure.
So, not to linger on him too long, I think you definitely just go
offensive line, defensive line.
I mean, honestly, if you want to compete, you feel like you got a roster. They do got sauce. They got some guys. You probably do got to go like D-line or linebacker somewhere. And that's what I think realistically. But do we see the Jets really improving this season?
No. Not at all.
I don't.
Unless something crazy happens. Like I said,
I don't see them getting any better.
On some of these. On some of these like mock draft things, they are saying the biggest need is quarterback. So maybe they do swoop a quarterback.
Well,
but they won't. They're not gonna.
Are they taking Milrow? He's the only one that'll probably be there.
More than likely, that would be who they'd have to take.
And then Milrow, it's like you're just getting Justin Fields all over again.
But smaller.
You're getting Bryce Young.
Yeah. So.
What are we doing out here? Do it, Jets. I love that, actually.
Yeah.
This is where I'm looking at it from a critical football standpoint, and not remembering, oh, yeah, this is the Jets. Please take him. Yes, let's do that. I would be ideal for the Miami Dolphins if they took them.
That would be a Jets-like move to do.
It really would be. Fuck the Jets.
I can see that.
Sorry, all my Jets fans out there. I'm sure there's none listening.
Yeah, that's okay.
Moving on. Jets schedule, man. Let's bust it out. We've got Baltimore and Buffalo.
Losses.
The Cincinnati, Jacksonville. Maybe they beat Jacks.
They'll beat Jacksonville probably, but they're losing to
Miami, New England.
Miami, I'll give it to you.
They might split New England.
They'll probably split New England for sure.
New Orleans and Buffalo. New Orleans and Buffalo.
They could beat New Orleans for sure.
Yeah.
Buffalo once again they're losing.
Back in Miami, New England. We've said.
Yeah, split.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
I like Cleveland over them and Pittsburgh over them.
Okay. Atlanta and Carolina.
I
think Carolina beats them.
Carolina could beat them. I feel like they might. I don't know. I feel like they might pull it off against Atlanta, depending on what Atlanta. I don't know if Penix is really the guy, so I'll give him over Atlanta.
Maybe, and then closing out, we got Denver, Dallas, and Tampa.
Yeah, they'll probably lose all 3 of those.
They really could.
Yeah, for sure.
Boy, Denver's going to be a better team this year.
For sure. Bo Nix is actually kind of good.
Dude, and Sean Payton, once he gets a nice quarterback, we've seen with Breeze.
For sure.
Once he gets a guy at quarterback, that's all it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's the Jets right there, guys. We've got them wrapped up, and then getting to it, our last but not least, New England Patriots. Let's jump in.
Isn't kind of like almost a nice feeling to have the New England Patriots be
last?
Yeah,
it is.
It's a little satisfying in a way.
It's just brings a smile to my face. It's almost as if all in the world is right again,
Yeah.
Except for Buffalo.
Except Buffalo, but
they go 4-13.
Yeah, well.
Stats wise, 289 points scored, 30th in the NFL. They didn't even get 5,000 yards of offense. They scored 30 touchdowns. Impressive. They were 22nd in points allowed on defense with 417. They allowed almost 6,000 yards with 5,800. They had 28 sacks, only 7 INTs. Drake May, they think's the guy. Ramondre Stevens, 800 yards, maybe not the guy. Hunter Henry led the team in receiving.
Which is kind of wild.
They've got the 4th pick. Defensively, their team led with 5 with Keon White.
Yeah, Keon White had 5 sacks, and so did Dietrich Wise. They both had 5 sacks.
Yeah.
But
4th pick, and then an early 2nd-round pick at 38. So I mean, you got two nice kind of.
Well, they're not going. We know they're not going quarterback. They're going to go. They're going to go
Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter.
Yeah, and I think they're going to go Travis Hunter. If Travis Hunter's on the board,
if Abdul Carter's there, do you think they don't take him?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't think Vrabel would just get a peak pass rusher? I mean, this guy, he could come right in, and pass rushers are kind of one of those things, just like running backs. You could almost plug and play them.
Yeah.
Almost.
Here's the thing. And once again, I'm obviously not into the front office of the Patriots, New England Patriots, but they were talking about, because they were supposed to have the number 1 overall draft pick.
I remember that, and they wanted Travis Hunter.
They were talking about taking Travis Hunter the whole time, number 1 overall. Like that was the plan.
I mean, he is a generational guy. A guy that can play 160 snaps a game.
Oh, sure.
A guy that plays offense and defense. Now, granted, at the NFL level, they're saying he's going to, primarily be one and then play situationally the other.
Yeah, for sure.
But, they got him at corner. He says he's running receiver.
I think the Patriots, if they draft him, they're going to run him receiver.
And then like a nickel corner, third down corner kind of guy? Maybe.
Because I think they're definitely trying to build around Drake May because they think he's the guy. And look at their offensive stats, like you just talked about.
Yeah.
Bro, Hunter Henry was the leading receiver. The dude's
674 yards.
Dude's a tight end.
What the fuck are we doing?
Not to sound bad, but unless you have a tight end like prime Travis,
no, like Travis Kelce,
Travis
Rob
Kelce,
Gronkowski,
something like that. Your tight end should never be your leading receiver.
No, probably not.
Unless you have like a generational talent, and Hunter,
he's not.
Hunter Henry is not.
He is not. No, even the team. I just wonder, what did Bill Belichick do to this team? Like, Gerard Mayo had one and done it with it, and that's, you kind of can't blame him. He didn't build this roster.
No.
This is a Bill Belichick team still, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And this is, like, the definition of what Bill Belichick, like, kind of drank too much of his own sauce, man. He like, I take a bunch of no-names and make
them someone.
And it's like, that worked, but now what?
That worked great with Tom Brady.
When you had the GOAT at quarterback.
For sure. That worked great. But when you don't have the GOAT,
like,
you need someone besides nobodies.
And this team's just a bunch of fucking nobodies right now.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, and the crazy thing is, like, once again, I think we've talked before.
Yeah.
Back when I used to work with one coworker, the one you work with now, he loves listening to Boston radio sports talk.
Yes.
All the time. And bro, they're super hyped about Drake May over there, for sure.
They like him a lot.
They do like him.
And I'm not saying Drake May could really be a guy. I mean, his stats weren't that crazy.
His stats are terrible.
But he didn't start the whole season though either, and I think like he kind of grew in. Like, he had a couple bad games early, and then kind of got better.
So we won't talk about like too much about the passing yards, like because he didn't start it.
Right.
2,276, sure, whatever, because he didn't start. But bro, 15 and 10.
That's what I'm saying. I think his first two games, like, he probably. I don't quote me, and I'm not trying to defend the Patriots at all. Trust me, I'm a Dolphin fan. So I think he had something like 5 interceptions in his first 2 games. Like balanced it out after that.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks a little worse.
A little skewed. That's true.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to defend him. Maybe I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like his first 2 games weren't the best.
So here's a question though. After the Patriots do draft, say Travis Hunter, or hey, even Abdul Carter, whichever way they go, do you think that really matters? Is that really going to put him over?
I think maybe long term, but not short term.
Yeah.
This roster's too far, and Drake May, and I mean, unless he comes out and just has like an insane MVP caliber season, this roster's not there, and it's not going to be there this season. So if you draft a Travis Hunter, you're drafting him, and yeah, he's going to play good and have some nice plays this season. But again, you're looking at Travis Hunter, you're like, dude, in 3 years, we're going to be the fucking squad.
Yeah.
You're not this season.
No, sure not.
And if you draft I think Abdul Carter is the best pick for them. Travis Hunter is the nice name, and Abdul Carter is like, I think you're getting a premium pass rusher for the next 10 years.
100%.
So it's like getting somebody like that again. It's not going to help you right now win, but in 3 years when you've got this roster coming along and Drake May's developed and you've got things really coming, having a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL,
sure.
We've looked at it. What teams need, you got to have like. That pays off. That's an investment. That's something pays off in 3 years, 5 years, not next year.
No, 100%.
Switch up. But
no, like I said, I mean, honestly, I personally think Abdul Carter's he might be the best talent on the board, to be honest with you.
Probably. But they're probably going to go Travis Hunter. Like you've said, there's a lot of talk about him. If they don't go after all this talk, probably going to piss the fans off.
No, the fans are going to be super upset if they don't go Travis Hunter. If he's on the board,
Yeah.
100%. If he's gone, obviously, you know.
What if, like, they did draft a quarterback?
Wouldn't that be crazy? Everyone would be so mad.
You think? You think they'd be mad?
100%. I mean, like, look at it. They're drinking the Drake May Kool-Aid, and like I said, maybe the stats are skewed, and maybe they should. Maybe he is the guy.
Maybe.
But, like, who would they draft? I mean, the fourth, like
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, a little get themselves a.
I'm over here trying
young.
to sabotage these.
I know.
No, realistically, they're probably they're. I think they're gonna be invested in Drake May for the next 2 years probably, unless like he has an atrocious season. They're just like we got to get rid of this.
Like, oh my god, he's terrible.
Yeah, but they're probably invested in him for next season and the season after at least.
For sure. And I mean they'll probably have top picks next year too. So I mean they can definitely build around him.
See, this is where I think Mike Vrabel. I really like Mike Vrabel as a coach.
Yeah, for sure.
I respect him. I think he's going to do a Mike Tomlin job. They're not going to have a high pick. They're going to be picking mid because Mike Vrabel is going to do a Mike Vrabel, Mike Tomlin job, and the roster is going to be tougher. They're going to play a little harder. They're going to be a little more fundamentally sound, and they're going to win 8 or 9 games, and they're going to be a mid-tier team.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you bank on them getting a higher pick next year. Maybe. I don't know.
See?
What do you think? I mean, do you think they're improving a lot? I think they'll improve. I think they're going to be more, like I said, the coaching's going to matter. They're going to be more well coached. They're going to be a little more developed. They're going to be a little more fundamentally sound. Like, and that alone is going to get you probably 3 or 4 wins.
Yeah.
On top of like the 3 or 4 wins you get just probably by default.
I mean, they probably won't be 4-13.
No, I see them winning, like I said, probably
6.
7-8 games.
I'll give them 6-7 games.
Maybe, yes. 8 games is like, wow, they won 8 games. Like 6 games is like, not bad. But I think they're marginally improved.
Yeah, they'll improve them a little bit for sure. Coaching will definitely.
Maybe. So, all right, wrapping up the Patriots. I got the schedule here. Starting off, Baltimore and Buffalo.
Losing to both.
Mm-hmm. Cincinnati, Miami. Losing to both. Buffalo, Miami. They'll split with Miami.
Yeah, but they're losing to Buffalo.
Probably. Jets, Cleveland.
Beat the Jets. Cleveland's going to clap them.
Probably. Pittsburgh, Atlanta.
I might give them over Pittsburgh. It might be one of those.
Pittsburgh's, yeah. Atlanta even. Watch it. You never know. Carolina and Vegas.
They'll beat Carolina. They'll probably beat Vegas depending on what Vegas does with quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Well, no, they got Geno, so.
They got Geno. Geno's not bad, but I don't think he's.
I think the Patriots will get them.
Yeah. Then we got what do we got? We got Giants in New Orleans.
Oh, they're beating the Giants and probably New Orleans.
Probably. Excuse me. And then rounding it out, we got the Jets, the Bucks, and the Titans.
And I'll probably split with the Jets. I'll give them. They'll win 1, lose 1. Bucks will beat them, and they'll probably beat Tennessee. But honestly, that might be one of those games where it's like so kind of like shitty. It's almost a good game.
Yeah. So it's weird how that happens.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. All right. Well, guys, that was the AFC East. We've wrapped it up. Now we've got something a little more interesting. So, taking with the history of the AFC East, had some of the greatest teams of all time in that division. You know, you've got the Patriots dynasties.
Yep.
You've got the Dolphins of the 70s.
Danny boy.
You got Marino. So there's some of these like all-time great teams there. So we thought it'd be a fun little segment here to list our top 10 greatest teams of all time, since it kind of correlated with the division.
Yep.
I don't know. We've decided what? We're going to go down from 10 on this?
Yeah, do you want to do, we'll do honorable mentions first?
Yeah, the honorable mentions first, just to kind of weed out the wish-wash. But, go ahead with your honorable mentions.
So, I mean, I feel like, obviously, we have to give honorable mention to, like, I would say, like, the 2021-ish era, like, Chiefs. Obviously, they went for the 3P type era.
Yes, yes.
You got to honorably mention them, because they were ballers, for sure.
They were, for sure.
You got to give them, I think you're going to give it 2, but Seattle, Legion of Boom, for sure.
The Legion of Boom, early 2010 Seahawks. I've got the 84 Dolphins. That was the one where Marino broke all the records. They lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl that year. They're an honorable mention in my mind. Now, these are where I'm going to get a little controversial with my honorable mentions. These eras of teams are not going to be on my list. The 90s Cowboys. So that means no team from the 90s Cowboys is on my actual list. I'm just putting that era there.
Okay.
That's one of my honorable mentions. The 90s 49ers.
The 90s 49ers. Okay.
Okay. The 2000s Colts with Peyton Manning.
Yep.
I don't have any of them on my list.
2000s Ravens. I'll give them an honorable.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Yeah. I've got the 60s Packers. And I know that could be really controversial. So I don't have any of Lombardi's teams on my list.
The 66, the original Super Bowl winners.
Yeah.
That's a good honorable mention.
I don't have any of the Lombardi Packers. Yep. And then I don't have any of the 1970s Cowboy teams.
Okay.
You have okay. All right. So those are all my honorable mentions. Do you have any more you want to throw on there before we get into it?
Nope, let's get into it.
All right, bud. Do you want me to go first? I'll go. We'll go back to back like we did.
First.
I'll go first though. My number 10 all-time team, bro. I'm excited for this. All right. I'm maybe drinking some sauce here. I got the 98 Vikings.
The 98 Vikings.
1998 Vikings. 556 points scored, went 15-1, had Randall Cunningham, prime Randy Moss, Chris Carter. They were first in scoring, sixth in points allowed, so they were like a top-tier defense with 296 points. Other than the 2007 Patriots, they're probably the best team to never win a Super Bowl, realistically. I mean, they lost in the NFC Championship game. They had a Hall of Fame kicker, Gary Anderson, didn't miss a kick all season long. NFC Championship game to win the game to go to the Super Bowl, missed the chip shot.
Okay.
One of the greatest teams of all time, never won a Super Bowl, 1998 Minnesota Vikings, number 10.
Number 10, okay. I like it. Okay, so my number 10.
All right.
This is going to be a deep dive here.
Okay.
So, my number 10 best team of all time is the 48 Cleveland Browns.
What are we doing right now?
Hey, I have the stats to back it.
I thought I was about to have a wild list. Okay. No. I have not heard this list, Sideline Society. Here we go.
The stats to back it. Okay. So, first off, the Cleveland Browns, 48.
Mm-hmm.
So
that era, I've heard.
We won the 46, the 47, and the 48 championship.
Three-peated.
Hashtag three-peats. Suck it, Chiefs. We already did it. Y'all...
Not in a Super Bowl era.
Y'all haters. Yeah, I knew you were going to bring that up. Y'all haters. We did it, though.
Okay. Fair enough.
We had a perfect season, 14-0. Okay? Once again, three-peated that.
Whoa, what?
14-0, perfect season. So...
Okay. You're bringing it up.
So you and Patriots and Miami are not the only ones to do it. You guys aren't ready for that conversation.
All right.
So we also that year we beat the at that time perfect 10-0 San Francisco 49ers, who were known for the offense. That was the prowess offense. We held them to 7 points, and they were 10-0.
What did they average? I don't know if you know. I'm just curious. Do you know what they averaged the rest of the season outside of that game?
I don't.
No? Okay. No. It's a long time ago. I'm not
sure
I was just wondering. You said you held them to 7 points, but they were known for their. I was wondering how much they were like scoring outside.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No, okay.
But so we held them to that.
Okay.
And then we beat the Bills in the championship game, 49-7. Think about it, 49-7 back in
fucking Bills, bro. Beat that ass.
Back in the fucking 40s when the average offense probably only scored like 21 points or something.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't even know.
So, I'm just saying.
All right. So that's your number 10?
It's my number 10.
So,
and honorable shout out, just saying, Paul Brown coaching.
Oh, yeah. I mean, named the Browns. The Browns are named. All right.
Paul Brown.
So,
we had Otto Graham as quarterback, and I don't know if you know.
Was Jim Brown there at running back yet?
No, that was like in like the
50s?
I think we were in the NFL at that point.
Okay. So, all right. Now you go ahead with number 9, and then I'll go.
All right. So, number 9, I have the 96 Packers.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, baby.
Okay. That was right in his MVP run.
He did. It was, yes. And they led the league in scoring offense and scoring defense that year.
Ooh, okay. Good stat.
Yep.
Good stat.
And obviously Brett Favre won the MVP.
What was their record? What did they got going on there?
I think it was like 15-2 or something like that.
Okay. All right. So, do you got anything else for him? Or no?
No, you got
96. All right. My number 9 team, the 1999 St. Louis Rams.
Okay.
The greatest show on turf. The original greatest show on turf.
Yep.
The Kurt Warner story, we've all heard it. A year before, he was stocking shelves at a grocery store.
Yep.
This is his MVP season. This is the breakout year. This is Marshall Faulk. This is Torrey Holt. This is Isaac Bruce. This is a Super Bowl winning team. This is an iconic offense.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Vermeil, a Hall of Fame head coach. Mike Martz, a Hall of Fame coach. Just number 9. You got to give it to them. They were first in scoring with 526. They were fourth on defense. They only allowed 242 points, so they were filled out on defense. They weren't just an offensive showcase. They obviously won 2 Super Bowls, went to 3, lost to the Patriots at one point. The team kind of fell apart at the end.
Yep.
But the 1999 St. Louis Rams, the original greatest show on turf.
The original. All right, I like that.
That's my number 9 team. So, I guess I'll go 8 and then you go 8 now. Yep. That's our order. So, as the number 8 team, this one's a little more vague. I did pick a specific team, but it's kind of just an era of the team as well.
Yep.
The late 70s, specifically 1978 Steelers. That was their they won 4 Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw. I mean, look at the roster. It's loaded with Hall of Famers.
That's your 8?
That's my number 8.
78 Steelers?
78 Steelers / just the 70s Steelers. That 4 Super Bowl. The 78 team is like the accumulation of it. Franco Harris. Yeah. I mean, just an amazing
I won't get ahead of it, but we're pretty close to that one.
Okay, cool. Go ahead with your 8.
Okay, my number 8 is the 86 New York Giants.
Ooh, I did not. Maybe I should have had them as an honorable mention. I don't know.
86. They were 17-2.
That's Bill Belichick, right? On defense?
17-2. They beat the next 2 Super Bowl winning teams 66-3.
Ooh,
so
God damn.
2 teams that they played in the playoffs only scored 3 points.
That's insane.
That's insane. And they scored 66. So they scored 33 to basically a point and a half in this
That's
game.
fucking nuts. I didn't even know that. That's a crazy stat.
That is a crazy stat. And they had, obviously, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. And again, Bill Belichick was their DC. Parcells was their head coach. So
yeah, Bill. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's, man, great pick. Wow. Yeah. I'm impressed. That was a good one. Damn.
Yep.
I'm kind of a little embarrassed I don't even have them as an honorable mention. Maybe I'm rehashing my honorable mentions, everybody.
All right, so that was 8, yeah?
Yeah, so,
I'll do 7.
Yeah.
So I had the 78 Steelers as my 7.
Okay, all right.
Once again, basically the same things you said. Also, they had 10 Hall of Famers come out of that team.
That's what I was saying. If you just look at the roster, there's Hall of Famers
everywhere.
So you have to respect
You
it.
do.
So we're on 7? No, my number 7 team, and again, this one, I got a real specific one, but it's almost an era. The 89 49ers. But it's kind of the 1980s 40. But the 89 Niners, that's Joe Montana's 4th Super Bowl.
Yep.
Jerry Rice is in his prime at that point. You have Roger Craig, the first player to ever get 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving in the same season. I mean, just a collection of great players. Ronnie Lott on defense. Just an insane roster. They were first in scoring that year. They were third in defense. They had 442 points. Joe Montana, he had, against the Cincinnati Bengals in that Super Bowl, one of the greatest game-winning drives ever. And it didn't end with a field goal like a lot of Brady's. He threw the dot for the touchdown. Like, Montana in the Super Bowl, undefeated. Never lost.
Yep.
Money in the playoffs. You look at his playoff stats and his playoff numbers. Montana still, in some ways, kind of still has an argument as the GOAT. In a weird, before Brady, he kind of was considered the GOAT because he had 4 Super Bowls.
100%.
But, Montana, man, you got to remind yourself sometimes, damn, they were an impressive team. And and they beat the 84 Dolphins. So I got to respect the team as a total. So that's my number 7.
All right, my number 7. Well, you do your number 6 now.
Oh, do I? Oh, yep. My number 6. The 2007 Patriots.
Yeah, that's great. That's my exact one, too.
The number 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Hey, so we've got 2007 Patriots as the number 6 team of all time. I mean, we already know. Randy Moss
there.
They lost to the Giants, but that team.
Technically perfect regular season.
Yes.
To be honest with you, if they had won that Super Bowl, they probably would have been high on my list.
If they had won that Super Bowl, it would be hard to not put them number 1.
That's what I'm saying.
It would be the fact that they lost, they dropped to 6. That's how great of a team it is, though. The fact that they lost is why they're 6. If they won, you almost have to put them
number 1. Exactly.
All right, so go ahead. Let's move on to 5.
Okay, 5, I got the 76 Raiders.
John Madden. Marcus Allen.
So
Jim Plunkett.
They were 16-1 overall. Obviously, they had John Madden, once again, one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Jim Plunkett at quarterback, wasn't it?
Yep.
I know that team.
Once again, a little thing that made them a little spot on my heart is they beat the Steelers in the AFC title game. So,
In the midst of the Steelers, dynasty.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I got the 76 Oakland Raiders.
Okay. My number 5 team This one's going to be a little controversial, I feel like. And you might even argue, I don't know how you'll feel, but you're going to be kind of a little annoyed with this one.
All right, number 5.
I've got the 2019 Chiefs.
2019 Chiefs.
Yeah, won the Super Bowl, Tyreek Hill.
Okay, I mean,
Mahomes led the league and had 5,000 yards passing.
for sure.
It was the start of, it was their first Super Bowl win. It was the start. Andy Reid is coach. I mean, that team, the 2019 Chiefs.
Oh, they were, yeah.
That's kind of like a squad right there. Kelsey in his prime. I mean, that was really. I put him at number 5, and it's kind of the start of what's become the Chiefs dynasty, which maybe we just saw the end of, maybe not. Like,
maybe not. We'll see.
But that team, the 2000, that's the start of it. Like, I'm gonna put them number 5.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah, I'm giving it to him.
All right.
Who you got?
I got at number 4. I have the 92 Cowboys.
Okay, I didn't. Like I said, I put them as honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Sell them to me.
Like I said, they were 16-3, including playoffs, obviously.
Yeah, yep.
They had the Great Wall of Dallas, the offensive line.
Maybe the best ever.
Yep. They had the triplets. Like I said, the 3 playoff wins, they won by a combined score of 116-47.
Holy shit!
They were putting up
Dude.
points.
Damn, boy, that offense and the defense was obviously. I mean,
Doing a good job, yeah.
Jimmy Johnson built a squad, bro.
They did.
Fucking. So, all right. So you got that was number 4.
Yes,
Go
number
ahead.
4.
You got any more?
I was gonna also mention that this was only 3 years after they went 1-15.
The Herschel Walker trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones, they really built him back up. In 3
Jerry,
years,
it was Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones, I don't think he liked to think he did.
Yeah, but it was really.
The best decision Jerry Jones ever made with the Cowboys was hiring Jimmy Johnson. The worst decision he ever made was firing Jimmy Johnson.
100%.
Like, that's really. So where are we at? Number 4?
Yep, number 4.
All right, number 4. I've got the 1998 Broncos.
Okay.
They won the Super Bowl that year.
Mm-hmm.
That was their back-to-back. That was their second. They went back-to-back in 97, 98.
Yep.
Elway retires. Terrell Davis had 2,000 yards. You know how hard it is to repeat? Especially when everybody knows.
It is, yeah.
Like, everybody, every team you played, that's their Super Bowl. They're playing. Like, you get the best of the best playing. Like, that's, what it is. Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame running back.
Yep.
They had Rod Smith. A lot of people don't remember him. Kind of forgotten name at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Baller. Shannon Sharp, Hall of Fame tight end.
Yep.
The defense, they had Bill Romanowski. Dude's juicing, but boy, he was playing.
He did, but boy, he was playing.
I got the 98 Broncos as my number 4 team of all time.
All right.
Terrell Davis was that good.
I got at my number 3, and I think you're going to really enjoy this one.
Okay.
I got the 84 San Francisco 49ers.
Fair enough.
Little cool stat line here.
Mm-hmm.
They shut out Dan Marino in the second half of the Super Bowl.
They did. I know. I know that Super Bowl probably more than most.
With the high-flying offense you guys had, shut you out.
It's actually impressive. I mean, Miami was fucking balling that year.
Yep. They had an 18-1 record.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, the score was 44-10. So defense was definitely pretty insane. Once again, they shut you guys out.
Montana.
Yep.
And this is Montana pre-Rice. This is Montana's second Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, he don't even have the GOAT receiver yet. And he's out here getting his second ring. Like, gotta give it to him. So where are we at? We're at number 3.
Yes, number 3.
All right, number 3. I've got the 1985 Bears.
Number 3.
15-1. Only game they lost was Miami. Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
You already know.
You already know.
They scored 456 points. They allowed 198 points, both good for first. Got to give the 85 Bears respect. I mean, they ain't there to cause trouble. They were just there to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yep.
They had a kick-ass song.
They did.
Walter Payton. I mean, they had the refrigerator pair. They had the defense. I mean, they implemented a new defense called the 46 defense that we've all known now.
Yep.
Doesn't work that well against spread offenses, but in that era when it was just line up in the eye and
for sure.
Like, I mean, they figured it out. That you got to give respect. Number 3, 85 Bears.
I like it. All right, number 2. Obviously, we got the 72 Dolphins.
Ooh, I agree. I have them number 2.
Nice. So, obviously, I mean, what more can we say? Perfect season.
Absolutely. Undefeated defense.
Yeah.
No-name defense, The one thing I will say about the 72 team, Brian Greasy, who was their star quarterback, Bob Greasy, I'm sorry. His father, Brian Greasy's dad, Bob Greasy, the starting quarterback, broke his leg, missed most of the season. Earl Morrall, tidbit about him, won MVP that year as the backup for Miami. Led him all the way on the undefeated season. Earl Morrall, tidbit about him again, 1968 Baltimore Colts. He won the MVP that season as Johnny Unitas' backup and brought them to a championship with Don Shula as the coach of that team. Don Shula, the coach of the Dolphins.
Nice.
Brought him with him. Brought him with him as a backup twice. Won MVP as a backup twice. Led a team to a championship.
That's an impressive stat line.
That's Earl Morrall is like a forgotten hero.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a dude. So that's my number 2. That's your number 2. You go number 1 first. I'm curious. I've got a controversial number 1.
All right, I'll go mine first. You already talked about them. My number 1 is the 85 Bears.
Oh,
The
come
85
on.
Bears, boy.
Number 1?
Number 1 for sure.
Okay. I don't know. All right. Sell them to me as the number 1.
All right, so
I sold them as number 3, so.
So first off, they were obviously 18-1 overall.
Lost to Miami.
Yep, lost money. Like you talked about, they brought in the 46 defense.
Absolutely.
They only allowed 10 points in 3 playoff games. Pretty impressive.
That is.
They beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Or beat the yeah. And not only did they beat them, they stole the tagline for a little while. America's team. That's savage.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's savage. They stole the tagline after they beat them.
They were like, that's ours now.
Now we are Americans team.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Not only were they about the defense, obviously, was a big thing they were known for, obviously. Only allowing 10 points in 3 playoff games, which is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But they also brought the swagger. Like, they literally stole someone's tagline.
Dude, they were a menace. They were just a menacing team that just was unstoppable, it felt like. It seemed. So that's your number 1.
That's my number 1. I go to 85 Bears.
Okay.
That's my number 1.
Just one guess. I just want to. Who do you think I have as number 1? Just off what we've heard, just roughly, just before I say. I'm just so curious.
I mean, I really thought you were going to go to the Dolphins. The 72 Dolphins, but
well, guess what, bud? I did go to the Dolphins. The 1973 Dolphins.
Okay.
They repeated. They didn't go undefeated. They went 12-2. They were 5th in the NFL in scoring with 343 points. They were 1st in defense. They allowed 150 points. They were a more complete team. They were more developed. They played the hardest schedule in the league as defending champs and were able to repeat. So if I'm giving the 1972 Dolphins love at number 2, but the 1973 team was literally a runback of the same roster, more developed, better, playing a tougher schedule, and repeating. By logic, I have to give them number 1. My controversial number 2. The Dolphins have the top 2 teams in the NFL history.
But that's crazy. But you don't give them the perfect season Dolphins?
No, because the 73 team was better. I think if the 73 team in some weird reality could play the 72 team, the 73 team would win. They're the same exact team, just more developed, more cohesive, just better. They're just a better version of the 72 team, even though they didn't go undefeated.
Okay. But you know who the 73 Dolphins couldn't beat? The 85 Bears.
Bullshit.
They could not.
Dude.
That defense would shut you out, bro.
No, you don't understand the disrespect out here. Guys, that's our list. Does anybody agree with me? Does anybody agree with Quill?
I don't think anyone agrees with you.
I told you I had some controversies at the top. I was so like 72 is going to be my number 1 team, and then as I was doing it, and I was remembering all of my Dolphins lore, and I know a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was like, no, dude, the 73 team is actually better. The only reason the 72 team gets to love is because they went undefeated, which is they deserve it for that.
Yeah, same.
But the 73 team, they won. The Dolphins went back to back, and if you actually want to get into it, the Dolphins went to the Super Bowl in 71 and lost. So they went to Super Bowl 3 years in a row, then won back to back after losing their first. I mean, they had a run there in the early 70s. The Dolphins.
They were good, sure.
But that's what I got, guys. Quill, that's what you got.
That's what we got.
Sideline Society, we appreciate you stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Rich.
I'm Quill.
We'll see you next time.
Catch you around.